In regards to this story, what are whistleblowers telling you?
Well, I've spoken to whistleblowers who are on the record and off the record, former Boeing workers who are speaking out because they're concerned about what they saw on the Boeing factory floor when they work there themselves. They reported defective parts and other quality and safety issues to Boeing, and they said when they did so, their concerns were ignored, dismissed. One of the whistleblowers took his concerns to the regulatory body there in the United States, the FAA, and as a result of this, as you said, prioritising profit, as these whistleblowers put it, speed, and over, safety and quality. As a result of this, they say planes are leaving the factory with defective parts, and these whistleblowers point to, for example, the Alaskan Airlines flight, which we saw earlier this month, a new, sort of near new plane. Shortly after takeoff, there was, as we can see in these pictures, basically part of the plane fell off midair. It was a door plug. So there was a hole in the aircraft, as it was flying through the sky, terrifying passengers. And this is a near new plane. So these whistleblowers say, for example, a new plane having these sorts of problems points to issues in the factory.
Yeah, shocking images indeed. Listen, Nadia, as we all know, any whistleblower is brave. It's an incredible step to put your hand up and report on problems you see in your company, your organisation. Why have these whistleblowers come forward at this time?
I think they feel a sense of duty to the flying public to speak out on these issues because, they worked for the company. One of them was there for about 3 decades, and they saw the culture, as they put it, changing over that period to, prioritise the bottom line, profits, and so forth over safety and quality. And they feel a duty to speak out. I guess they want to put pressure on Boeing to improve its quality and safety processes to avoid seeing things like that Alaskan Airlines incident, or indeed the fatal crashes that 2 Boeing planes were involved in about 5 years ago. I think they also want to put pressure on the regulator in the United States, the FAA, which they believe isn't doing its job by holding Boeing to account. Boeing itself has held what they called factory quality stand-downs in the past week, and is continuing to do so. They're basically stopping work to focus in factories for a day to focus on quality and safety. So they are acknowledging this is an issue, as is the regulator in the US. However, these whistleblowers in my story, I spoke to former employees of Boeing and the FAA. They're saying it's not going far enough, not enough is being done, and they're concerned that we may see further issues involving defective parts on planes in the future if more isn't done at the Boeing company in the United States and with the regulator, whose job it is to oversee these companies.
Is Boeing saying anything other than what you're seeing as its actions in regards to the factory?
Boeing didn't want to comment for this story to us today, but we have seen quite a lot happen at Boeing since this latest incident earlier this month. They've come out and said, we're taking this seriously. They've, of course, reassured the flying public. I mean, no one wants to be alarmist with this reporting because flying is safer than driving. However, I guess there are obviously issues that need to be addressed, which Boeing is acknowledging itself in holding these stand-downs. And there are several investigations going on within Boeing and outside to try and get to the bottom of what's happening, why planes are leaving the factory with defects.